We're here again. Was that rodeo? What used to call it? I don't even remember.
Was it a rodeo or something like that?
Rodeo, yeah. We went all the way back.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? How you doing, Annette?
I am very good today. It's been a blessed day. Hot day, but it's been a blessed day.
It's been a hot day, but a blessed day. And hello to our movers. Thank you all for tuning in. You've tuned into Can We Talk, brought to you by Movement Worldwide. We are a motivational organization there to educate minds, empower, nurture, and transform. We are a move meant to move. Yes, we are a move meant to move, helping others thrust into their purpose to live the best version of themselves and win. We've tapped into some winners information. We have some winners resources, and we're seated at the winners table. And guess what? We invite you to sit right along with us, right, Annette?
Yes, as always, we have a table that's numerous chairs that's empty right now, so we need you to come in and fill those chairs up because we got something to say tonight. Can we talk? Yes, we can.
Can we talk? Yes, we can. And listen, not only are we gonna talk, but we're gonna talk to you, and we want you to talk back to us.
Yes.
So can we talk? Yes, we can. Right here with Movement Worldwide each and every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. We come to you live each and every week with our pre-phone conversation. But before we get into our conversation, I want to ask you to do a few things for us, a few little station identification type things. The video that you're watching, we have broadened our platform. We're now streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and we're on Instagram. And we're also on X, formerly known as Twitter. And soon to come will be our website. A few little things that we have to get worked out as far as our kinks and stuff are concerned. But we're so grateful. And you could have gone anywhere else with your time, but you chose to come here with your co-host and have this conversation. So that video that you're watching is on one of those platforms. Wherever you are, please, we ask you to do a few favors. We want you to subscribe. If you're not a subscriber to our Facebook page or our YouTube page and you're watching us on Twitter, then we want you to go to the other pages and make sure you subscribe, follow, like, whatever it is that you have to do on that page. The other thing is show us some love. Hit that like button. The video that you're watching, just go down to the bottom and give it a thumbs up, a like, a heart, whatever floats your boat. We ask that you please, ma'am, please, sir, do that for us. The other thing we want you to do is we want you to share. I'm doing it right now. I am sharing this to my page right now as we speak. So we want you to share this to your page. You could share it in DM. I'm DMing it right now. So I'm going to my followers, and I'm just sending a whole bunch of people. And that's what I do. I think it was Sharon. She said, I send out a lot of notifications. She said, yes, you do. So hey, listen, when I come with it, I'm coming with it. So I want you to please do the same thing. Hit that little arrow and you can send it to your friends. You can send it to your family members. You can send it to Lottie Dottie and everybody. You can also go onto YouTube. And when you go onto YouTube, you can click that little share button and it will allow you to copy the link. You can copy that link and you can paste it into your text messages, into WhatsApp, email, wherever. You can send it to everybody. I mean, I'm talking everybody. And I know I do that. And I don't care. Listen. We got work to do. We got the word to get out. We have conversations to have. It's like we're just gonna do what we need to do. So
yes,
listen, just deal with it because you're gonna get a notification from me. If you don't get one from nobody else, you're getting one from me. So please subscribe, like, and share. The other thing is we are a nonprofit organization and we do accept donations. Somebody say donations. We accept donations, and because we can't do what we do without you. We love and need your ENCE. What do I mean by ENC? I'm glad you asked. There are two words with the same sound presence. We love your presence because we can't do anything that we do without your presence. You have to be here. And we appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. But we also need your ENTS presence, your gifts, your seed. So we can't do what we do without the seed because we're nonprofit. So please, ma'am, please, sir, sow a seed into Movement Worldwide. You can sow via Cash App, which is $Movement Worldwide. You can also Zelle us at info@movementworldwide.org, or you can become a covenant partner, a monthly giver automatically. And you want to know how to become? Annette, know how to become a patron.
They just ask wonderful questions. You got the answer right, Anita?
Listen, all they got to do is what? Girl, go to our website, movementworldwide.org. Click the red button at the top that says become a patron. It will take you to patreon.com. You can set up your account and set your amount. Now, we set our amount, that base amount that we ask for, at $12 a month. That's all, $12 a month, y'all. That's 40 cents a day, $2.80 a week. That's one drink and one meal per week. You know, the lunches that we eat out of work, the times we go out to dinner and we order that drink that costs $3 and $4. And if you're getting those other specialty drinks, they buy $10 to $15. So we ask that you just sell $3, $2.80, less than $3 into Movement Worldwide per week. And that comes out to $12 a month. So please, ma'am, please, sir, sow a seed into Movement Worldwide by either Cash App, again, $Movement Worldwide, Zelle, info@movementworldwide.org, or by becoming a patron by going to our website and filling out the information. And most of our patrons have put in more than we asked for. And listen, we're grateful no matter what the cost, what the amount of the seed is, we're grateful for all of it. So thank you again. And you can also, everybody should see that globe that's above Annette's head, along with that acronym movement in the acronym, Motivation, Organization, Fear to Educate Minds, Empower, Nurture, and Transform. So anyway, you see that acronym and us, that's us. Follow us on our social media platforms, Movement Worldwide. Also, you can email us your thoughts, use comments, praise reports, prayer requests, and topic ideas to info@movementworldwide.org. Now, without further ado, we're going to go to the first part of our conversation. We start off our conversation with those idioms, quotes, those phrases, those topics, those things that just make you go, Because, you know, it's like real practical, but we find a way that thing just like resonates. And it just makes you go, Isn't that wonderful, y'all? So tonight, we're going to that place with our transformational topic. With our transformational topic. So I'm going to go straight into it right now. And it is something very popular that a lot of us know, but didn't really realize that we knew. So our transformational topic tonight is, I want to know what love is. Now, I know y'all remember, I want to know what love is. That's all I'm going to do, because I don't want them to grab us in that. So I'm just going to stop right there. I want to know what love is. And I won't even put the S on. So I didn't do the whole line, right?
That's right. You did not.
That's so funny. But wait a minute, I forgot to do my shout outs. All righty. We got a few people on here. Annette and Anita, of course, are faithful calls. Hi, Connie. How you doing? Good to see you. Hello. The other Annette. Hello. Annette. The prophetess. The one. The extraordinary woman is in the building. We don't stand and we don't applaud and we don't rise and we don't bow for the person, but it's the office that she holds. Prophetess, Elder Sharon Elaine. It never gets old.
It never does.
It never gets old. So thank y'all so much. Y'all could have gone anywhere else, but y'all are right here. So we're going to go right into this. I want to know what love is. Our transformational topic on tonight. That song, that line, of course, we know it's from a song. It's a powerful ballad by the British American rock band called Foreigner. The song's writer, Jim Farfaglia, says that it started as a personal song about his own search for lasting love after a series of failed relationships. So he says that the song took on a more universal meaning during recording, and that he ended up adding a gospel choir, making it almost a spiritual song, about real love. One listener who listened to the song says the song's lyrics had meaning for them when they were 24 years old and searching for real love after a divorce and rejection by their mother. The listener says that God later answered their question about love by bringing someone into their life. Few people in our world have a real definition of love. It's just the truth. So when we think about it, a lot of times people just equate it to eros. We know that when those of us who are Christians and we understand Bible know that there are many different types of love. There's agape, there's storge, there's phileo, and and eros. And a lot of times, like when we're like falling in love with somebody, when we talk about love, we're talking about eros, but that true lasting love is agape. And when we look at it from agape, that's the love of God. And the only agape, let me tell you, eros will leave in about 3 or 4 times that you sit down and eat dinner with your spouse, and then you can't stand the way they chew or the way they slurp. Eros is out the window. It takes agape to hang in there through the good times and the bad. So you need that type of love in your life. You need to understand it. So when we look at this, for you people have a real definition of love. The group made famous for their lyrics, I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. He has something, it's on point to show to something that points out the real meaning of love, and that people don't really see love for what it is. Love is not merely simply a feeling. Like, oh. Love is action. I used to hear somebody say love is an action word. Love as an action is very confusing for most modern people. We live in a world that considers love that brings the highest level of pleasure or happiness. When love's center is me, it can never really be love at all, but a veiled form of self-deception and ultimate selfishness. Somebody wrote that and I quoted it actually. This kind of love originates from within and has no objective reality outside of itself from which to gain evaluation or direction. Jesus said it this way. Greater love has no man than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. Child, we want to go to the store for our friends. And he demonstrated that love by dying on the cross for the redemption of man. I mean, come on, Dad. Child, be like, child, I ain't going at that. Yeah. Jesus demonstrated a new kind of love, self-sacrificing love, a love that seeks to give rather than to receive, a love that considers others more highly than oneself. That's the love. That's why the Bible also told husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church. It's the real deal. It's also sacrificial, doing what's best for someone else without regard for what you're going to get out of it. Love says a lot of things when it comes to that, because, people sometimes will give, but it's not from the heart. They're giving because, for, I don't know what reason, and are always looking for something in return. Child, I did such and such, and child, I did. And she ain't never done nothing for me, but did you need anything or did you ask? And then sometimes, even if you need and ask, and that person doesn't give, it's just not in their heart to do so. But don't let that be a reflection on who you are as a person and how you love and how you treat people. This kind of real love originates from a God who first loved us so much that he gave his only son, John 3:16. And if love originates in me, then it's the subject to sinful desires which emanate from my fallen and corrupted nature. I can fall down, but guess what? I'm going to get back up. Yeah. If it originates from a holy and loving God who demonstrated his love for us, we have a hope for something wonderful and beautiful out of this life. Encouraging people to live into and to leap into their personal pleasure is not real love. Don't leap into your personal pleasure. It's a lie. When we look at this one verse, there's a verse that I love from 1 Corinthians 16, and I got it from the NIV and the ESV version. They have a great description of it because they actually use the word love, which in the Bible is charity. It said, "Be watchful and stand firm in faith. We do not love by abandoning the teachings of one who is love and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We do the most loving thing when we constantly point to people to the truth of God's revelation revealed in his word and live that truth in our daily lives. That is love. When you direct somebody to Christ, that is the ultimate act of love. Whether they go or not, do your part. Our Christian walk is one of love. The Bible tells us to love our neighbors and our enemies. And the thing is, here's the thing. We have to practice love in a lot of cases because some people are hard to love. And when you can love the most difficult person and you can love your enemies, that's when you truly, I want to know what love is. That's when you know what love is. When you can love an enemy, Lord Jesus. So I like to take a word. Y'all know I like to use a word, and I like to deal with it from a transitive and intransitive tense, a verb as well. You know, something from the topic or something that is the relation to the topic. And of course, I'm going straight there. I'm going straight in. I'm going straight to love, because love is an action word, which means that love is a verb. Now, it also
Mm.
down, but love is a verb. So when I look at this word, love, in the transitive, now transitive verb needs an option to make sense, and intransitive verb just makes sense without one. So when I look at this word, it says to feel passion, to cherish, to hold dear, devotion. When you cherish somebody, you cherish something, you hold it dear. The intransitive tense of this verb says to feel or experience desire, that you want to be in their presence. You want to be, you know, even your enemy, even with somebody that, you know, sometimes I just find it entertaining into some, you know, not facetiously, but I find it entertaining and a challenge to just love on somebody that I know can't stand me. Oh my God. You know, I used to, when in praise and worship, there was this one person in there, she could not stand me. Oh my God. She used to sit down like this during praise and worship. And everybody else up, screaming and hollering, jumping and shouting. And she's sitting there with her arms folded and her mouth twisted up. And I'm like, oh Lord, have mercy, Jesus. She just don't like me. And guess what I did? I sung to her. And I sung to her so hard one day that all of a sudden the Spirit of the Lord hit her and she went to screaming and hollering, and all was all on the floor under the pew. And I was sitting there, I was in right there singing to her. And I'm like, you know, it doesn't make sense for you to hate somebody that much that you got to go and be bitter, and it takes too much energy. I don't have that kind of energy. You want to stand up and clap. Everybody in the whole building clapping and dancing and singing. You sitting there on the second row like this. And then she had her sister doing the same thing. I'm like, Lord have mercy. So, but at the end of the day, when you know love, this is how you're going to express it. You're going to go to those hard places, because that is what it means to know what love is. And that is my transformational topic for the night. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I did make you use a very good description of love is action, love is sacrificial. And you know, it's our love is not just is our Christian walk. But then you said something about love is not a feeling, and not just a feeling. And I thought about that. Love is not just a feeling. You know, that's part. I mean, in your relationship, you're gonna feel, but that's temporary. But you got to understand about a feeling. The winter weather give us shivers. We shiver in the winter.
Let us say that.
And that's temporary. So when you're in a relationship, it's got to be more than about the shiver or the goosebumps, because after a while, you know, it's no longer cold. You're not going to feel the same way. And so you got to be in a relationship for the long haul. And you're speaking for someone who maybe not be an expert, but I'm a semi-expert, you know, about relationships. So it's more than just, you know, he's fine, he's cute, he give me shit. Ooh, I like him. I'm like, Anita, sometimes you like, okay, you know, do I love this man enough to you know, stay with this situation? Not just a romantic relationship, even in love where we attend. I mean, there's sometimes, I mean, I got to the point like, why am I at this church? You know, it wasn't the church, really. It was me. So we just have to make sure that we're lining up with what love really is. And that song is where I got, you know, I need to know what love is. I got to really dig deep into that thing to understand the dynamics of what that is. Not about a feeling, because you know, you go outside, you know, you just it's hot. That's a feeling. It's hot. You know, tonight it may be cold. So yeah, that was powerful to deal with love, because I think when we get married, it's beautiful when you're standing at the altar, but you can't stand there for the next 20 years. You got to go home with him or go home with her. So we got to make sure we're lining up with what God said love is.
That's what
and
I'm
not
saying.
what we say. Because we fickle, we subject to change. God loves, and what love is, it never changes. So yeah, that was powerful.
His you know what the thing is, the Bible says that Jesus the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. He does not change in his nature. But what changes is his methods.
Yeah.
His methods change when it comes to, like, the world is different. I mean, they didn't have internet back then. They didn't have,
Yeah.
a lot of things, phones
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and cars. But things evolve, and it doesn't mean that you're not gonna drive, because I'm gonna do like Jesus did, and I'm gonna walk. Okay, you go ahead and walk.
Come on.
You
Come on,
walk
do
right
it. See ya.
on. God bless you. But that, and it goes for everything that we're connected to, and everything that we do. So, but yeah, so that's powerful. Thank you so much, Annette, and thank you, movers. And now it's time for us to shift gears. It's time for the next phase. But before we do, it's time for our toast. So kick out your mug, your Can We Talk mug, and let's give a toast to Can We Talk. Can we talk? Pip, pip, pip. Look at the skinny ladies on the mug there. Are we
I
beautiful?
know. That's what I'm
Look at
trying to get there. I want to be just
that.
that skinny with my legs crossed. Surely do.
All right, good people. So we're going to pause for a moment for a quote, short story reading, whatever we want to call it. She's the author of all. She's the linguist, the wordologist, the quotologist, the writer, an evangelist, a preacher, all that good stuff, speaker. All the things of her on her website. Y'all should check her out, AnnetteLanderson.com. But we're going to pause for a moment for our Annetteism moment, our Annetteism. And we're going to be gone for about a minute and a half. But while we're gone, please make sure you share with some more people. Share and get some people in the room. Let them know that they don't want to miss this conversation, because it's going on. We'll be right back.
Why do we strive through trials and delight to find our place in the endless night? How then, God, we grow from each rise and fall, embracing the journey, heeding the call. Who are we then, Father, but wanderers in time, bound by dreams and reasons sublime? What do we yearn, Jehovah, in heart's silent plea? A touch of grace, a glimpse of eternity. Why do we hope in Christ with unyielding might, for love's warm glow to banish the night? How do we live, Jesus, in the world's vast embrace? With courage and kindness, we find our place. This is Annetteism's expressions. All right, it's time for the power tool. There are some matters and experiences that causes people to become hurt, fractured, or broken spiritually and emotionally. Sometimes it just takes a conversation to mend the broken heart of spirit. In some cases, a band-aid, a covering just won't do it. You're going to need a power tool.
Okay. Power tool is going to come up.
It came up for a second, but it's all right. All right.
You know what? No, I got it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think I'm free.
All right. So our power tool tonight is going to be stuck in the mud. Stuck in the mud. I remember when I was around 20 years old, I worked for this company that laid pipes next to the train track where I lived. And my responsibility was to make sure that the pipe that they were laying stayed in place. So there were like three pipes that running by each other. So what they would have me do, what they would do was they would dig big trenches, and as they laid the pipe, I had to put my weight on the pipes and keep them in line and keep them in order. And I didn't understand, it was just a little job I was doing. Now I see why they were, even back then, why they were laying pipes. Well, one day all the dirt came from each side of the trench, and I was stuck in the mud. And the thing about that particular situation was it only came to my chest, so I wasn't in danger of being killed or anything. But I had, when I was thinking about this message tonight, I wonder, have anybody ever been stuck in the mud? It's figuratively phrased, stuck in the mud derives from an imaginary of imagery, of someone whose feet are stuck in wet clay and is unable to progress. You're stuck. You can't go any further. As hard as you try, you just can't. It was a language that was used earlier to really talk about clay and Mary, how we sometimes get to a place and we can see where we're going, but we can't get there because we're stuck. Sometimes it's by choice, and sometimes it's about situations that we don't have any control over. So tonight, I really wanted to deal with the word mud, stuck in the mud. It's really many unfulfilled dreams. And we often get stuck that place because what we do, we look at the fact that we're not able to go any further. So we get stuck in that area. It's not that there's not other things you could do. You may be building your organization, and for whatever reason, it have not come to pass. So we get stuck right there in that situation. We get stuck in that place. We get stuck and we can't seem to go any further. And that is how it happens sometimes. We often get stuck. In fact, the person who has achieved everything on the list of goals are extremely rare. That's completely normal. Sometimes you're just not going to make it to that place you're trying to go. But what happens is we get stuck in that place and we won't go any further. When God has given us other instructions, but we've been on making that thing come to pass. There will be mountains that you will never climb. There will be valleys that you will never go through. But you got to understand that there are times that even though you're stuck in that place, even though you have all those many unfulfilled dreams. And I'm here to let you know tonight, even in my own situation, I've had many unfulfilled dreams, but I cannot allow those many unfulfilled dreams to get me to a place that I can't move on. Yes, God may have told you that you're going to build an organization. Yeah, God may have told you that things going to work out. Yeah, he may have. But in the meantime, don't allow that to cause you cannot go any further than that, because you're stuck in mud. Don't get stuck in the mud. Don't allow situations that cause you not to be able to do the things that you've been called to do. Don't get stuck in the mud. See, this is what you really. I was thinking about this this whole week actually. Even in some things that I had got stuck on, some things that I know that I'm supposed to do, but I got stuck there, and I could not seem to go any further. And so one of the things I had to do is I had to focus on and developing my strength, and not eliminating and not eliminating your weaknesses, because you're going to have some weaknesses. There are going to be some things that cause you to not go forward. You got to realize where you fall short, and accept those parts of yourself. I know we want to be able to do all these great things. I know we want to be able to make it to a situation, but we got to understand that you will fall short. There will be times that life will do what life does. What the young kids call life is life. But just understand, you don't have to be perfect at everything. Just know that just because there are unfulfilled dreams, and it does not mean that you got to stay there. Don't get stuck in those places. And we have to learn how to repeat affirmation to each other daily. We got to ourselves and tell ourselves that you can make it, that you will overcome, because no, it didn't work, but it does not mean it won't. It just means it's dreams to stop you from keep going. Because one thing about dreams, you just don't have one dream. Dreams are, I mean, even in my own personal life, dream after dream. It's so many things that I wanted to do when I was growing up. I often talk about I wanted to be a nurse. I was going into the service. I was doing all those things. But those are unfulfilled dreams. But it does not mean that I cannot go forward and do other things that God had called us to do, and call you to do, and call me to do. And so don't allow those unfulfilled dreams, and they are many, those many unfulfilled dreams, to stop you. Because I could have easily stopped 20 years ago, 30 years ago, because things did not work out the way I thought they would work out. And as I'm struggling in that area, I had to learn how to practice meditation. In other words, I need to read the word of God. I need to take time out for myself, take a walk, on the beach, do something. Don't allow those many unfulfilled dreams to stop you from moving forward. And what happens, we become stagnant because we have put, say you're working on a particular organization, and you put so much into it. You put your time, you put the finances, and it did not come to pass. And so then we say, okay, that's it. I'm stopping because nothing seems to work. No, baby, don't stop. Keep moving. Even though you may not be able to do that, figure out something else that you may need to do. Tune into your current state and become more self-aware. Embrace who you are and let your authentic self shine. Sometimes we get so caught up in a particular situation that we can't even see past that. Well, the Bible says in Acts 2 and 17, it says this: in the last days, God says, I will pour out my spirit on all people, on all flesh. On your sons and daughters, you will prophesy. Your young men will dream dreams, see visions. Old men will dream dreams, and it go on and on. And so I use this particular scripture because even though back in especially in the Old Testament, they were very limited what women did. They did some things, but God said in the last days. So even though it didn't seem like even we only been voting for just a few years. Women have, so we can't allow situations to get us stuck. Get stuck in the mud. We can't, seem to go any further. And I wanted to talk about this tonight because I've been stuck. I've had many unfulfilled dreams, and I got stuck there, Anita, and I didn't know how to pull myself out. And what I did, it was I stayed stuck. I didn't go any further. I stopped dreaming about that situation. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think I could make it. I got stuck in, oh, woe is me when I was younger. Yes, this happened to me. Well, I'll never make it. The usual stuff. And we allow the unfulfilled dreams to cause us to get stuck. But I want to just encourage you tonight that regardless of where you are, don't allow situations to get you stuck. Get out of that mud, just like I did years and years ago when I was 20 years old. So that's been over 40 years ago. So what happened when I was stuck in the mud? I could not get out by myself. They had to. It took about 3 or 4 of them to pull me out because the way the dirt came, it was packed all around me. So I couldn't get out by myself. And there may be times when you can't get out by yourself. You may need somebody to give you a helping hand. You may need somebody to pull you out the mud. But don't allow those many unfulfilled dreams to stop you from getting to the place that God have called you to be. And if you got to turn to somebody, get help. Stop trying to do it all by yourself. Sometimes you need somebody to help you out and help lead and guide you to the place you need to be. Maybe somebody needs to pray with you. Maybe somebody needs to be there for you. But don't allow yourself to be stuck because something did not happen because you wanted to. Like I said, I was stuck, but I wasn't stuck long because they got me out of that dirt and they got me out of there in a hurry. And the thing is, and I'm almost finished. I never did get my shoes because the way I was, the shoes ended up being so far down in the mud. I mean, in the dirt, I couldn't get them. But I didn't care about shoes. All I know is that somebody came and saved me and got me out of the mud. So don't get stuck in the mud. And that's it for tonight, Anita.
Wow. Amazing. And you know what? I was just having this conversation with somebody earlier, Annette, about how you get to a certain point in life where you don't feel like you have fulfilled like anything, like you have not really done what you were supposed to be set out to do. And you start looking at the fact that your life has fewer years ahead of it than it did behind it. Your behind years are more bountiful. And it's like you look at your age, like, oh my God, oh my God, I'm almost to the promised years. And I don't know how many I'm gonna have after 70 if God allowed me to see 70. And so people start getting caught up and wound up. And then I think I remember you and I talking about how we're not supposed to be sitting here watching the clock, waiting to see when am I gonna die? When am I gonna die? What, God, how you gonna do it? Like, come on, you still sucking in air.
Yeah.
You have purpose. I think it was Connie earlier. She said, "Oh yeah," here she said, "I have learned that I'm still here in my 60s because of God's purpose for my life. Period.
Amen.
You have purpose for your life, and He still has something for you to do. So get to it. Dust off those dreams, those unfulfilled dreams, those visions, and those things that you had. It might just need to be remodified. Try it.
Yeah.
Nothing beats a failure but a try. And guess what? If it doesn't succeed, oh well. At least you can say, I did this at one time. It didn't work, but my show took a leap, and it was a great run. And that's just the bottom line. So thank you for that, Annette. Thank you for the reminder. is definitely powerful. All right, good people. That was our power tool. Now it's time for us to go to shift gears to the next part. Y'all saw that thumbnail.
Yeah.
But we're going to come back after our commercial break. We're going to pause for our commercial break, and then y'all going to get a nice little flash. I was telling somebody the other day how I usually try to prepare my students before I do it, because for those of you who don't know, I am in cancer treatment. God is good, early catch, very effective, and God is a healer. So I, by no means am I having any fear, doubt, or anxiety about it, because God is ultimately in control, and it's going well. So I'm good. I'm almost done. But of course, it took the hair. So all that nice curly hair that y'all used to see, I don't have it anymore. However, I'm still cute. So when we come back, I'm taking this hat off because it's a little hot, and you all will get flashed officially by Anita. So we're going to pause for our commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to be ready to dig into these topics. I'm here to tell you right now, darling, we got some stuff for you.
Yes.
We got some stuff for you. And tonight, I cannot wait to tear off into the topics, because, baby, some things, you've been waiting for a long time to talk about something, and that you never could really get to it, or it just seems so redundant. But this here, tonight, I have like 34 reasons as to why I want to dig into these topics.
Okay.
All right, y'all. We're going to pause for our commercial break for about 2 minutes. Please share, and we'll be right back to dig in, to dive in. We'll be back in a minute.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to elbwell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with the Andersons. Each and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. live on multiple platforms. For more information and other services, visit AnnetteLAnderson.com. Your faithful co-hosts, Annette and Anita, along with the best mods this side of heaven, are live on Clubhouse in the Movers and Shakers house with Operation Manifestation every Friday night at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss this fiery conversation. If you don't have your copy yet, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Another milestone reached. Get your copy of The Wow Effect by Anita Faye Wilson, available on all platforms, or you can visit AnitaFayeWilson.com. And you can always catch us live on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. for Can We Talk? Join us with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Get yours today. They're $15, and that includes shipping. Sow good seed into good soil. You can sow a seed into Movement Worldwide via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, Zelle at info@movementworldwide.org, or by becoming a patron. You can visit our website at movementworldwide.org, click the red button, go to patreon.com, and set up your account today. And remember to follow us on all platforms. Like, subscribe, click that notification button, and don't forget to share. It's that time. Tea Time Topics.
All right, for the ball.
All right.
Tea Time Topics. Tea Time Topics. Say what? Tea Time Topics. Go net now. Ooh, ooh. Come on now. Ooh, ooh. I'm doing it with you, girl. Ooh, ooh. All right, y'all. So you all are officially flashed by Anita Faye Wilson's ball.
Yes.
I'm loving it because I didn't know I had a cute head until I took the hair.
Yes, you do. You do. Thank goodness.
All right, people. It's time for our first tea time topic tonight. Lord of mercy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm missing one. I'll have to go back and grab the other one. I'll grab it. All right, here we go. Boom. Look at that frown.
He think that was something when he first. I guess that's gonna be a tough look.
Child.
Okay, then. Chabu.
Oh,
That's an old man. That's an old man look.
Hi, Francesca. Hello. You see I'm rocking the ball. Oh, thank you, Connie. You're still beautiful. All righty. That's nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And thank you. I love my bald head too. I think it's cute. But now I got to talk about this comb over Messiah. See, he parted his hair all the way over here and comb it over.
Yeah.
Hairspray on it and flip it up. And it stuck together. I saw it up close at a conference, and he put on a hat and took the hat off the hat and moved. And that little flip thing did not move. I don't know how much hairspray they put in on that. But anywho, we're going to our first tea time topic. I'm start calling him 34 because that's more fitting than anything that I've heard. Guilty on all 34 counts. So can somebody say all 34?
All 34.
All 34. I want everybody to type that in. Let me get to mine. Let me type it in. Just type in guilty. 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 Yes, he is. Guilty. Boom. Boom. Just type it in. I just want to see the words popping up. Joker is guilty on all counts. Type it in right now, wherever you're at. Guilty on all 34 counts. Here they come. I want to see all these. Guilty. 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 Loving it. She's talking about the head. Some more guilty things are coming in. All right, so we're gonna go straight in, and then I'm gonna let you do these.
I got it.
A Manhattan jury found Donald Trump guilty on all 34 charges of falsifying business records Thursday, an unprecedented and historic verdict that makes Trump the first former president in American history to be convicted of a felony. Not only is Trump the first former president to be found guilty of a felony, he's also the first majority party presidential nominee to be convicted of a crime in the midst of a campaign for the White House. And if he defeats President Joe Biden in November, he will be the first sitting president in history to be a convicted felon. The verdict in the hush money trial was announced after jurors deliberated for nearly 12 hours over 2 days. It will ultimately be up to the voters in November to decide the significance of the guilty verdict delivered by 12 ordinary New Yorkers, which on a legal basis does not prevent him from being elected president again. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The verdict is going to be November 5th by the people, and they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You see how he repeats, and they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. Okay, you already said it. So why are you repeating? I think that's dementia. Trump said after leaving the courtroom, slamming the presiding judge and the prosecutor who brought the case, "We didn't do anything wrong. I'm a very innocent man," he said as he vowed to continue fighting. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, a Democrat, announced charges against Trump last year and presenting the first indictment for a former president, accusing him of falsifying the repayment of his former lawyer, Michael Cohen, in order to cover up a $130,000 payment Cohen made to an adult film star, Stormy Daniels, to keep her from speaking out about an alleged affair with Trump before the 2016 election. Trump has denied the affair, whatever. But he didn't deny it before. You know, he says stuff and then he comes back and says he didn't say it. And it's all over tape. And people will be like, oh, he just misunderstood him. At a news conference Thursday evening, Bragg acknowledged the historic nature of the case and the conviction. While Trump is a defendant, unlike any other in American history, the district attorney said the verdict has arrived in the same manner as every other case. Say that again. It has arrived in the same manner as every other case. Period. So stop trying to make yours different. That comes through the courtroom doors by following the facts and the law and doing so without fear or favor. The 12 everyday jurors vowed to make a decision based on the evidence and the law, and the evidence and the law alone. Their deliberations led them to a unanimous conclusion beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, Donald J. Trump, is guilty of 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree to conceal a scheme to corrupt the 2016 election, he said. Boom. And that much is the truth. And here we go. Annette, what are your thoughts about the comb over Messiah?
Well, I've been listening to the people who are saying, the usual witch hunt, falsified, this, but nobody ever said that the information that the jury had was false.
Exactly.
You hear a lot of stuff. They doing him wrong. They've been after him. But y'all do know that information that was provided, that was his signature. And even he didn't say he didn't sign it. So you can't, I don't understand why you're talking about that. If you're going to be mad at somebody, say that was trumped up, for lack of a better word, information that was provided to the jury. No, it wasn't. It was his, they didn't care about who he was. I mean, the information, just like any other, like if I go to trial, same way. Hunter Biden, he going to trial, same thing. He's going to have to be held accountable according to whatever laws that's implemented. Okay.
Everybody has to be.
And why he's never done nothing wrong. And he is like a pathological liar. He lie about what he said. When you lie about what you said, that's all right. You lie about when you lie.
I never said lock her up. I never said lock her up. And then you have 20, 30, 40, 50 tapes, and they got you quote. They're showing you in rallies all the way from 2016. Lock her up. And he said, I didn't say it, the people said it.
Yeah, of course they said it, but you did too, liar. And then the people in the interviewing him didn't correct him. I don't care if I do like you. I'm like, Mr. Former President, no longer 45 but 34. Yes, you did. You said it, sir, but they won't correct him. So I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna hear now. Oh, he didn't really mean that what he said.
He repeated what the people were saying, or he just like whatever. Whether you repeat it, whether you said it, and honestly, he was the first person to say it.
Oh, was.
And then they used it as a chant. He's the one who put it out there that she needed to go to jail, that she needed to be locked up. And then he said that why would we want a criminal, a person who's on trial for felony, to be president? So you said that about her because you thought she was going to win. And now that you've been the president and you were impeached twice, and then now you were voted out and you're trying to come back in, but you've been convicted for 34 counts of felony, then you're a felon, just like you tried to disgrace Hillary. And now he's even saying if he gets elected president, he's going to go after her and make sure she goes to jail.
She ain't going to jail.
He ain't going to jail, and he ain't going to be president. So he needs to sit down somewhere. And here's the thing.
Stupid.
Here's the thing. It's like I get so annoyed when I hear people, continuously defend, and it's like, but what are you defending? You're defending the lie, or are you trying to cover it up? Because you can't cover it. Everything is right there, and they really do not have much to say when it comes to what's on tape, what's on film, what he did. It's like he did it. He said it. It's the truth.
Yeah,
he did it.
Yeah, they just gonna use the same verbiage: witch hunt, unfair, the judge. See what you deflect. So if you deflect, you can blame the judge. You can blame President Biden. You can blame everybody else. His daughter, the jury.
They killed me going all the way back to Obama. What did Obama have to do with any of this? Obama didn't tell you to go sleep with a porn star and then pay her off. So
I'd love to know what she said, boy, because whatever it was, a doozy.
Crazy. Crazy. Into who? It is what it is. And, now the tables have turned, but that's why you have to be careful what comes out of your mouth and what you say, because the Bible says that God is not a respecter of persons. That which a man soweth shall he also reap. And the same junk you spoke against somebody else has now turned around and happened to you. Mm-hmm. And people are still vowing to vote in record numbers for this man in November. His donations have gone up. They have sunk millions and millions of dollars. One of these things has like 22 million, I think, that has been raised for him for like court costs. I'm like, y'all just giving money to you. Somebody said on Clubhouse the other night, oh, if you really believe and if you really want to make a change, go and donate to Donald Trump. I'm like, somebody came off mic and said, you want me to donate to a billionaire? Whatever, man. I'm keeping my little $20. He don't need my money. He don't need my money. He might not have what he said he had. He may have lied, but he got money and he doesn't need it. And he got all y'all millions of dollars, you dummies.
But time will tell with him, because you got the mega, but it was obvious even when you ran before. A lot of us don't ride around with flags and say F the president. No, a lot of us don't do that. I mean, but if you look at what the number of people, and he lost a popular vote twice.
Exactly.
So I mean, nobody talks about that either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I wouldn't give him a penny that I found on the ground. I
That's
just
funny.
wouldn't.
That's what you would keep the penny. I would put the
I
penny
would keep the penny.
right
Yeah.
in my jaw for my
No, because
nephews and grands. I would not be giving it to him. Wouldn't give it to him. Wouldn't give him a dime. Not one.
He don't need their money.
Mm-mm.
You
It's
know,
just it's so sad, and then they don't see where they're lost. It's like the people who are devoted. It's like they're brainwashed, and it's really sad.
Mm-hmm.
And then they call us crazy. Oh, you crazy! I can't believe you guys believe that. I can't believe you guys don't see it. No, I can't believe you don't see it.
No, I can't see it.
I
can't see it with my glasses off. I can't see it with it on.
But I can tell you one thing. I'm very glad that he got the 34. When that verdict came through, I was straight up.
And Supreme Court don't need to do that, because if Supreme Court step in, then why bother to vote? Just let the Supreme Court decide who the president. I don't think it should. No kind of way. He got charged. Let him deal with it.
Let him deal with it. Let him do whatever little probation and community service. Let him pick up the trash on the side.
I don't see him putting him in jail.
He ain't gonna do nothing. They're not gonna put him in jail, because most people don't put in jail for their first offense for stuff like that. But it's
he's an old fella.
And then somebody said this, and then we're gonna move on, because I knew that we were gonna be talking long on this one. Here's the thing. Somebody said this the other night on one of the rooms that I was in. They said, well, since he's a convicted felon, he can't even vote for himself, except now this governor here in this state has already made provisions for him to vote. So how can you do that for somebody in a couple of days? He hasn't even gotten his sentence. And there are people who have been waiting years, convicted felons who went to prison for things that they did not do, or for technicalities and stuff, and are still waiting for their right to vote. Give them all the right to vote and the right to bear arms. Do that.
That's right. Well, you do know they're the ones fought so hard for the felons not to vote, because they figure most of them will vote Republican.
Exactly.
I mean, Democrat.
So
that's why. It ain't that they care, but they know.
Prison's full of black folk. So you already know that the black folk hurt you. And if you give the convicted felons the right to vote, you're going to get hurt even more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you know what? Just like he thought he was going to be governor. Listen, and he was always bouncing around and being arrogant. You gonna serve out your time and do whatever you're gonna do. You ain't gonna be the president. Now, I don't want Trump either, but I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad.
Are you talking about DeSantis? He wanted to run. He gave it his little shot. So go say.
Anyway, we're gonna move on.
We would have been in worse shape with DeSantis.
Oh, what? Listen, Trump. At least you know him. You know
what to expect.
Yeah, you know. But that one now, he was not a nice man.
He is scary. He is scary for the world.
Mm-hmm.
All right, come on, fellas, take us on to the next one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
Okay, this is a very interesting story. Another attempt of whitewash. I throw that in there because I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Before the signing of Jackie Robinson to Brooklyn Dodgers contract, segregation was a legal custom and practice in baseball and society. During World War II, advocates for integrating American national pastime had asked the question, if we can stop bullets, why not balls? Black ball players, among the greatest ever, had long been barred from big league competition with whites, and so in 1920 created a league of their own, which endured as a testament to ancestry marked by highest class of play. Before then, ever since the 1860s, African American ball clubs had to play against locals of varying ability. Even after Rube Foster formation in 1920 of the Negro National League, this practice called brainstorming remained a revenue lifeline. As Bart Giamatti, former commissioner of baseball, once said, "We must never lose sight of our history, insofar as it is ugly, never to repeat itself, and insofar as it is glorious to treasure it." MLB made its announcement to regard the Negro Leagues of 1920 to 1948 as equivalent major league on the heels of a 2020 season that was shortened to 60 regular season games due to a global pandemic. MLB had also played 60 games season in 1877 and 1878. The condensed 2020 campaign provided a guide for how Negro Leagues records may be contained within the MLB database, including what minimum must be met for a Negro League player to qualify for single season career records. Quoting the SBRC document of 1969, Major League Baseball shall have one set of records starting in 1876 without any arbitrary division in 19th and 20th century data. To this may now be added, or that of skin color. This is what they originally said. Okay. Pioneer researcher John Holway wrote in 2002, Black baseball history remains a separate ghetto outside of the mainstream history of white baseball. That bothered me. Actually, the two are parts of the same common heritage and eventually will be recognized as one intertwined whole. The accomplishment of Negro League players deserve to be just as visible and accessible to the game current and future fans as those statistics of any players of the American and National Leagues. These numbers will build upon the public understanding of some facts of Negro Leagues. Even more importantly, it is our hope that the statistics will open doors to broader storytelling and the persistent courage evident throughout this extraordinary chapter in the history of our game and our country as a whole. And so this is the story that we were segregated for many, many, many years, 1920 to 1948. And finally, they're recognized as a legitimate club, which they were. Yeah, the problem was this, is that the reason, it was the color of their skin, but it also was the fact that most times, and I say this, most times, they know that they're going to dominate a particular sport. And if they could keep you out, and back in those days, they would. There was one statistic that one of the Black, from 1920, I think it was, superseded, what's the man, Babe Ruth. So I thought to myself, when I read that, I said, oh boy, I know they flipping and turning, turning and tearing up their whole house and burning stuff because Babe Ruth was the one. But that was because the Black players were not allowed to play against them. But now they're trying to right a wrong. So my point, this whole story was that you cannot stop God. It may be 20, 30, 40, and you can try to tell us what we should or shouldn't learn, which the devil's a liar. He don't tell me what to do. But just this is something that white folks got together and say, hey, you know what? That's been injustice, and we're going to make this right. So this was a very good story. It was so much to the story, so many stats. Oh man, it was amazing. Some of the Black players superseded a lot of the white. It was crazy, the stats, and it's not over. They're still doing research. There's going to be some stuff come down the pipe later on in a year or two to that these Black players would be inclusive to because they was on the same level, in some cases better than their white counterparts. So yeah.
Wow. And you know what? The thing is, Connie said something that was very, very profound about this. She said, look at God. God did say all things will eventually come to light. You can't whitewash the truth. Somebody please tell Florida governor that. And it's the truth. It's like it comes out. And just like, so many things that we're learning, which I love, which is what I love about our topics, is that we learn so much from this whole, journey of just unfolding historic moments and things like this that we did not know. And then people still don't really know and acknowledge so much that people have done. I think it was me and Karen Constance were talking earlier, and we were saying how, about the culture and that the Africans came here with skills. African people were already, skilled and doing things, like incredible things. Africans were already doing it. So then you took them out of their comfort, out of their place, out of, you know, what they know. You took them out of all of that and brought them somewhere where they didn't know the language, they didn't understand the country. You ripped them from their families, they didn't know people, etc., 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 and you brought them to a country and made them build it. Period. Is what they did. They forced the Africans to build this country. The Africans built this country, and now look at this country and look at the things that they were able to accomplish and do. So she said Africans came here with skills. It wasn't like we didn't have them. We had skills, and that's why most of the stuff that was invented in this country was invented by Black people, because we had skill and knew how to do things. And when they came here and slaughtered the Indians had skill. So they had to get people who knew how to grow things, knew how to do things, and have them to do all the work, and then the manual labor on top of it, and then gave them crap and slop and scraps to eat, and they figured how to do that. And then they came and tried to take that. They didn't have bacon. They didn't own bacon. They didn't even know what to do. They were throwing away most of the pig. Tell you, it's a lot. But anyway, I'm grateful to know and to see that we are not allowing this kind of stuff to just completely take over who we are and what we do. And I give it the applause. All right. Okay, fellas, we ready. We ready to move on to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
I promise y'all I'm gonna sit down with Annette one day in the next month or so, and get y'all a name. I'm gonna get y'all a name.
Okay.
That's one of y'all. I'm gonna get y'all a name.
We're gonna get a name.
We're gonna get the name. We're gonna get it happen. We're gonna get it happening. All righty. So here we go for the next tea time topic. A conservative personality who was out to embarrass MSNBC host Joy Reid when confronting her in front of a New York courthouse this week got a surprise of his own after his online stunt backfired. Ben Bergquam, host of Law and Border on the right-wing television channel Real America's Voice, accosted Reid as she approached the Manhattan criminal courthouse where former President Donald Trump awaits the verdict for his hush money trial. Bergquam asked the award-winning Black journalist if she thinks people with Trump deranged syndrome now know that they have it. Why cultural appropriation haircut right there, Bergquam says, as Reid gives him her back. Bergquam shared a video of the interaction on his X profile on Wednesday, which was viewed by over 260,000 people. Epic video. Just got Trump deranged, cultural appropriated hair, Joy Reid, as she was heading into a sham Trump trial in New York City. I don't think she liked the questions, his caption says, uploaded by several other X-users who mocked Bergquam and praised Reid for her clapback against the troll. LOL, Joy didn't miss a beat. Love her. One user wrote, Trump gives a twisted purpose to the worst among us, wrote another user. How ironic that a white guy with a shaved head wearing a baseball cap is too small for his head, would accuse someone else of a cultural appropriation. Another user equipped, according to Bergquam's website, Frontline America, he became the conservative activist after Barack Obama was elected president in 2008. Oh, go figure. He also worked as an aide for California Assembler Jim Patterson before being inspired by Trump to be a MAGA voice for conservatism in America. Bergquam says he created Frontline America to restore USA identity. Well, really, what's that? Because the real identity go to the Native Americans. Expose the left and mobilize the Christian conservative remnant to rise. Child, please. Jury deliberations began Wednesday in Trump's trial. This was when jury deliberations began, where he was accused, and we know he got in 34 counts. Convicted felon. 34. Bim y'all. But yeah, you're going to try to embarrass somebody, and that job backfired on you in a good way. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, but you know what? I was tickled because I didn't pay no attention to the man's head when they said hat was too low. I was like, it sure is. And then he tries to have the pillow man up there. The pillow man ain't even making pillows no more. Thing. I know he got put out a couple places. I get so sick of this. Let's make it go back. See, again, be careful what you say, because they make America great again. Then if we go back, a lot of y'all's gonna be wiped out. Because stop with that. And what I hate that terminology. I want somebody to tell me, what are you talking about? The 20s, the 30s, again from when? When you say again, what area you're talking about?
Again from when?
From when? When we were subservient? Well, you can forget that because that's not. Listen. I always say some things I ain't gonna do, but one thing I'm not gonna do. I said, God, I'll cut a cabin. I'm not going to a motel and shake nobody funky sheets because I did that. I hated it,
I did.
and I felt in almost like a slave in a sense. I said, oh, I know, I won't do that no more. So so I'm trying to figure where you want us to go back to, what you want to go make it again. From what foot was it? I never. Nobody can really tell you. It just sound good, and they just use verbiage. Just repeat. All it takes is one or two of them would start something, and they go on. I like if they say that word one more time. I'm just gonna scream, please. And their fearless leader, he's limited what he says too. The same thing over and over. I ain't do no wrong. Which one? I say,
say that one more time.
I'm screaming.
I'll slap that hairspray out his head.
Anita, you're gonna have to reach way back to get it. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna laugh at you.
And then you have to reach way back. I have to do like this.
We know we have
have to do a $6 million man punch. And that'll only get it to one side. And it'll be stuck up like this. You have to come from the other side. And then that job be up like this.
And y'all to be on tweet, talk about him, because that's who he is. His whole platform has been about talking about somebody. Lil Marco. What is a sanctimonious? Come on now. He's been calling people names and forever. Sleepy Joe, but he's sitting in court sleep.
Everybody had a name.
Yep. But anyway, okay, we go to the next one.
Yep. So all right. So that hey, they're laughing at my $6 million. Not shaking the funky sheets. That I ain't doing that no more either. I
hated that.
Never doing it again.
No.
All right, fellas, come on.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Okay.
This was I saw this, I looked at it about 3 or 4 times. A video of a little girl defending her mother after the parent appeared to be wrongfully accused of shoplifting has sparked debate on social media. And based on what they say, she didn't fit what they were looking for. The video, which was first posted on TikTok, shows a girl who looks to be no older than 9 years old, screaming at 2 cops as they appeared to detain her mother. One of the officers' uniform shows that they were employed by the New York Police Department. And this is what she said: "Leave my mother alone." The girl yells before pausing to take a breath. She was screaming, y'all, before it be a mother problem. This is what she said.
Yeah, she did.
Oh boy, she was hot. She continued while censoring the profane word. The camera then pans to the mother, who is standing diagonally from the male officer with an umbrella, purse, and a Zara bag scattered on the ground. A dispatcher on the officer's radio then described the suspect as a black woman with long braids, wearing a white T-shirt and white baseball cap, which she didn't fit that. Which glasses did I steal from? I guess Monsphere. I don't know what that is. The mother who is wearing a gray mid-length dress, sneakers, asked the male cop. So you already see she didn't fit the description. Mommy, this is what she said. Mommy, I know who did it. The girl interjects. The video then cuts away before returning to the woman repeating the question. The girls turn to the person behind the camera and points that she didn't want to tell the mother. That she didn't want them to film, but the mother filmed the whole thing. But the mother confirms that the person was filming the interaction for her safety while holding back the girl from further confrontation. This girl was ready to move something here. The child then reveals to the officer that the suspect they were looking for is her aunt.
That's fine.
I thought and it's not her mother. Do she have an effing white T-shirt on? No, she asked the question to the officer and answered it. No, she yells, this time using colorful language. On my soul, leave my mother alone. A third officer appears in a second video and tries to calm down the girl as she continues to have a meltdown. She was off the chain. I'm going to kill somebody. I'm going to punch somebody in the face. Leave me alone, the child yells. As the child seemingly tries to calm down, our mother starts to explode on the cop shortly before she is handcuffed, sending the girl I don't understand why they handcuffed her, sending a girl on another emotional spiral.
Exactly.
It breaks down.
Already see the baby melting down.
Yeah, and then she don't fit she don't fit the description.
Exactly.
Wow. The first video on the interaction between Juju and her mother, I guess that's her name, was viewed over 1.4 million times on TikTok and was on X and Instagram. Many viewers empathized with the small girl, who they concluded pleaded because she was afraid for her mother, while others said her behavior seems to be triggered by some deeper issues. You know what? I want to say y'all shut up because you don't know the tone and language and anger. The child was angry. We don't know what she was exposed to. You know, we teach our children. I'm sorry, certain people don't have to have conversations with their children, but we do. When it comes to the police, we do. I'm sorry, just the way it is. And somebody said she's scared for her life. Another viewer wrote in all caps. However, some viewers was critical. Well, be critical, but that wasn't you, and you wasn't there. And this child was traumatized. Who's to say what she's already been exposed to? So sad on many levels. Her mouth and disrespect is disheartening. I mean, she used profanity, yes, but I don't think she disrespected anybody. If anything, she disrespect. But I will say this, Anita. I was shocked that the mama didn't reprimand her about using
That's it. That was where I was going.
I was like, you're not gonna say nothing?
You know, okay, so here's the thing though. I'm sorry, were you done? I'm
finished. I don't want to read no more.
She was afraid, yes. And her mother, you know, her mama was standing there just as calm. And I think if it was me and I heard my child cussing like that, I would stop right in the middle of them like, what? Excuse me? You know, no, you can get mad, but you going a little far. And I would have had to stop and reprimand her. So it goes to show you that there was a level of comfort there for the child to be cussed like that in her mom's presence, which, you know, to each his own. However, the child was scared because in this day and age, when you get stopped by a police officer like that, your life is in danger.
Sure is.
Some of them, a lot of them kill people in situations just like that. And when the girl started walking around, ooh, I'm about to hit somebody. I'm about to kill somebody. I'm about to kill somebody. She was, you gonna die. I mean, she was straight up like this, like thugged out with it.
Yeah.
She was scared, and the officer was wrong. And they still, seeing that the child is melting down like that, you still handcuff a mother.
And the dispatcher told you the description, which the mother did not fit. The mother, I was like, I think it was her auntie. But at the end of the day, that was not the description of what they said.
Did she have on a white t-shirt? No. I mean, she was telling them the truth. Yeah. It's a disheartening video. It's hard. Watching it, it's like, woohoo, because she.
I think if she'd have been 10 more pounds, they'd have had the record had something. Because she was ready to do something.
She was straight up like this. Like she was like ready to, she was like, it's gonna be a problem. She was straight up like grown with it. I'm like, all right, girl. She was standing up for her mama, poor baby. Yeah. So anyway, that was that, I feel bad for that story to the police. I'll never know how to handle stuff. I'm never amazed. It's like whatever.
They know the little girl was nutting up. But once you saw this bothers me. You obviously see a breakdown. Now I'm wondering if she would have been a child of another hue. Would y'all handle it? Because I just didn't think they handled it right. Especially after, you heard and how the woman was dressed, and you still put the handcuffs on her. Mm-hmm. I'm like, but why? Unless she got on right, they'll say, oh, you unruly or whatever.
Right.
I don't know.
All right, fellas, come on, just take us home.
Moving. We keep it moving.
We winding down. This is a sad one. Such a sweet lady. Former First Lady Michelle Obama's mother, Marion Robinson, has died, according to a family statement shared with NBC News. Robinson was 86 years old. She passed peacefully this morning, and right now, none of us are quite sure how exactly we'll move on without her, the family statement said. The family statement is from Michelle and Barack Obama, Craig Robinson and his wife, Kelly, and Marion Robinson's grandchildren, Avery, Leslie, Malia, Sasha, Austin, and Aaron. Robinson became known to Americans as the country's first grandmother after her son-in-law, Barack Obama, won the 2008 presidential election. She was a fixture in the White House during this 8 years of office. Though she kept a low profile, she attended holiday events, the occasional overseas trips, and concerts in the East Room. But most often, she was with her granddaughters, Sasha and Malia. Having lived in Chicago her entire life, Robinson agreed to move to Washington, D.C. in 2009 and live in the White House residence to help take care of her granddaughters, who were 7 and 10 years old at the time. I felt like this was going to be a very hard life for both of them, she later said in a CBS interview, referring to her daughter and son-in-law. And I was worried about their safety, and I was worried about my grandkids. That's what got me to move to D.C. Robinson was born in Chicago in 1937 and grew up in the city's South Side, where she raised her daughter and son, Craig Robinson. She married Fraser Robinson, who died in 1991 from multiple sclerosis. The former president once called his mother-in-law the least pretentious person I know. Indeed, Robinson said in the CBS interview that it was a huge adjustment being waited on by White House resident staff, whom she said she convinced to let her do her own laundry. Rather than hobnobbing with Oscar winners or Nobel laureates, she preferred spending her time upstairs with the TV tray in a room outside her bedroom with big windows that looked out at the Washington Monument. The family said in this statement Friday, the only guest she made a point of asking to meet was the Pope. The former president credited Robinson with keeping his daughters grounded while they grew up in the White House. She's down to earth, and she doesn't understand all the fuss, he said in an interview on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. The family statement released Friday said there was a will to be one Miriam Robinson, adding, in our sadness, we are lifted up by the extraordinary gift of her life, and we will spend the rest of ours trying to live up to her example. She was indeed an incredible woman.
Yeah. Such a.
It's refreshing when you have people in the White House that you don't ever hear scandals about. And stuff
I
like
know. It's other than his
porn stars.
Yeah. Well, she had Michelle Obama had the nerve to have her arms out one time, and I'm
really talking about Barack Obama tan suit.
Yeah, tan suit. Mm-hmm. That was the scandal.
That's all y'all got.
Yeah.
But yeah, so our thoughts and prayers go out to the family, and we all know what that's like. So we keep them lifted up in our prayers. All right, fellas, take us to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
All right, Dorothy Jean Tillman participated in Arizona State University May 6th commencement with a latest step on higher education journey. The Chicago teen started when she took her first college course at age 10. In between came associate's, bachelor's, and master's degrees. When Tillman successfully defended her dissertation in December, she became the youngest person at age 17 to earn a doctoral degree in integrated behavioral health at Arizona State. Associate Professor Leslie Mason told ABC Good Morning America for Story Monday. It's a wonderful celebration, and we hope that Dr. Jean inspires more students, Mason said. But this is still something so rare and unique. Tillman called Dorothy genius by friends and family. Is a granddaughter of former Chicago alderwoman Dorothy Tillman. When most students are just learning to navigate middle school, her mother enrolled Tillman in classes through the College of Lake County in northern Illinois, where she majored in psychology and completed her associate degree in 2016, according to her biography. Tillman earned a Bachelor in Humanities from New York Excelsior College in 2018. About 2 years later, she earned a Master's of Science from Unity College in Maine before being accepted in 2021 into Arizona State Behavioral Health Management Program. Most of her classwork was done remotely and online. Tillman did attend her Arizona State commencement in person and addressed a graduating class during her ceremony. Tillman told the Associated Press on Tuesday that she credits her grandmother and trusting in her mother's guidance for her education pursuit and successes. There have been sacrifices They have been sacrifices though. I didn't have the everyday school things like homecoming dances or spirit weeks or just school pictures and things like that. That kind of create unity with my peers. She said she found time to dance and do choreography. Tim also is the founder and chief executive of Dorothy Genius STEM Leadership Institute. The program includes summer camps designed to help young people in the arts and STEM subjects. She says she plans to include public speaking engagement and fundraising for the camp, which Tim says she hopes to franchise one day. She probably will. Tim is motivated and has innovative ideas, said Mason, adding, and truly, I think what is inspiring is that she embodies that meaning of being a true leader. Tilma says she is most impressed with, this is her mother, Mrs. Tilma. I'm not going to destroy this lady's name. Says she's, what is it?
Jimalita.
Oh, well, that's pretty. Jimalita. Tilma says she is more impressed with her daughter's ability to show herself and her successes with grace, but also understand when to put her foot down when choosing between social outings and her education. Everything that we were doing didn't seem abnormal to me or out of the ordinary until it started getting all of the attention, says Tim, who is now 18 years old, y'all.
Wow. At 18, y'all. The girl has done what takes people well into their 20s to accomplish.
Yes.
That's amazing. That is amazing. 18 years old and has done all of that and that.
Mm-hmm.
And some of us still running about, well, I don't know. We be not able. We be not able to. Woo. But hats off. Beautiful and smart. Love it. It. We completely applaud her. Give her all of it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, fellas, come on, take us to our last one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
All righty, then. We're down to our last tea time topic, and we always like to end it with a little dose of Black history. Mary Beatrice Davison Kenner is an inventor of numerous products we use today and has the most patents of any African-American woman. Kenner was born on May 17, 1912 in Monroe, North Carolina. Her father was inventor Sidney Nathaniel Davidson, and her mother is unknown to the public records. She has one sibling, her sister, Mildred Davison Austin Smith. Kenner patented multiple inventions in her 40s. However, she began inventing at the age of 6 when she attempted to invent a self-oiling door hinge. Inventions ran in the family. Her maternal grandfather, Robert Fromerberger. Most notable inventions were a tricolor light signal for trains and a stretcher with wheels for ambulances. Wow. In 1914, her father patented a clothes presser that could fit in a suitcase. In 1980, her sister invented Family Tradition, a family board game. Mary Kenner had many ideas as a child, including a convertible roof that would go over the folding rumble seat of the car, a sponge tip at the end of an umbrella that would soak up rainwater, a portable ashtray that would attach itself to a cigarette pack. When her family moved to Washington, D.C. in 1924, she walked the halls of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office to become familiar with the building and patent process. In 1931, Kenner graduated from Dunbar High School and started attending Howard University, but dropped out after a year and a half for financial reasons. She then took multiple odd jobs, and in 1941, she became a federal employee, remaining there until the rest of the decade. At 1950, she became a professional florist and ran her flower shop into the 1970s while inventing things in her spare time. Kenner's first patent was in 1957 for the sanitary belt. Oh, I remember the belt. She the one. Mm-hmm. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Thank you. It was needed when it was needed, but thank God for the tape that came after. While she originally invented the sanitary belt in 1920s, she couldn't afford a patent. Over time, she improved her earlier version and other versions that were patented before hers. The sanitary belt aimed to prevent leakage of menstrual blood on clothing, which was a common problem for women at that time. The Sonnet Pack Company got word of this invention in 1957 and contacted her, intending intending to market her invention. However, when they discovered she was Black, they declined. Beltless pads were invented in 1970s, and tampons became more popular. Women stopped using sanitary belts. In 1976, Kenner patented an attachment for a walker or wheelchair that included a hard surface tray and a soft pocket for carrying items. She and her sister invented a toilet paper holder they patented in 1982. Her final patent, granted on September 29th, 1987, was for a mounted back washer and massager. Mary Davison Kenner married James Jabo Kenner in 1951. He died in 1983. They were foster parents and adopted Woodrow after one of their 5 foster kids. Mary Beatrice Kenner died on January 13, 2006 in Washington, D.C. at the age of 93. Kenner didn't receive any awards or formal recognition for her work. However, her inventions and contributions helped pave the way for subsequent innovations. Kenner still holds the record 5 for the greatest number of patents awarded to any Black woman by the U.S. government. All right, now for the 5. Wow, that's a lot of stuff in that.
That lady there, that whole family.
Mm-hmm.
So what that tell you, we don't do because we just don't. And they do it back in the day when it was even more difficult.
Thank you. And we have all the things that are at our disposal with the internet. We don't have, and we don't. I had an idea. You don't know how many times I heard people talk about their ideas and they never do them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get everything out. That's why I'm like, I'll try it. You know, I'm always down game.
Yeah.
About something, I'm down. I'm down to try it most of the time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that completes our show for tonight, good people. We thank y'all so much for tuning in. Oops, sorry. You could have gone anywhere else, but you decided to come with your favorite co-host, and Anita, and hang out with us to have this threefold conversation, which we just had. But before we leave, we're going to ask you to do a few things for us. We know we've expanded our platform, so wherever you're watching from, sorry, Instagram, they only give us an hour. So if you were on Instagram, you just have to jump over to another platform. But we are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram, soon to come our website. And we ask that you please, whichever one you're watching, bounce to the other channels and make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, make sure you like, all that good stuff. Hit the like button, the heart button, the thumbs up button, and give us some love, and then share, because it will still be up. And also, everywhere that you see that globe that is above Annette's head with that acronym, boop, 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 movement, that's us. Follow us on our social media platforms. And then you can email us your thoughts, views, comments, praise reports, prayer requests, topic ideas to info@movementworldwide.org. Because listen, we got a lot going on. Oh, I forgot the other thing. You can also sow a seed. We're a nonprofit organization. You can sow via Cash App, $ Movement Worldwide, Zelle, info@movementworldwide.org, or become a patron. Just go to our website. Click that red button at the top. It will take you to patreon.com. Set up your account and set your amount. We ask for $12 a month. That's 40 cents a day, $2.80 a week. Now, let me go through the things that we have going on all week. It starts out on Tuesday nights. Annette L. Anderson, if you have not visited her website, please visit her website. Her website is AnnetteLAnderson.com. Don't forget the L, AnnetteLAnderson.com. And you will see all of the many things that she offers. But on Tuesday nights, she comes out with the pastor, Leonard Anderson, and they're like, boot up, da-da-da-da, boot up, my boo. Yeah, she come out with her boo on Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights, TNT with the Andersons. What's TNT? Well, I'm glad you asked. That's TNT. It's Tuesday Night Talk, where we take flight and soar. That speak, orate, articulate, and then you put your hands on the stomach, go do that squawk. Hallelujah.
Oh, girl. Oh, you went way back there.
All right. So that's Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. live on Facebook and YouTube. And we're going to expand them too. So stay tuned. Tuesday nights, 8 p.m., Facebook and YouTube. And then on Wednesdays, come right back here. Next Wednesday, yes. Same time, same place, for a threefold conversation called Can We Talk? Yes, we can. With your favorite co-host, Annette and Anita, we have our threefold conversation started with those phrases, those thoughts, those idioms, those things that make you go, And that be our transformational topic. And then Annette goes, shh, rips off the Band-Aid for the power tool. And after the power tool, we go from the good, the bad, and the ugly, keeping it light, but keeping it real, laughing, encouraging, empowering, inspiring. And then we give you a dose of Black history, and that is with our Tea Time Topics. And that's Wednesday night, 7 p.m. live on Facebook, YouTube, X formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram, and soon to come our website. And then on Fridays, we're coming back, y'all. We got a little surprise for y'all. We're working out some kinks. Just give us a few more weeks and we'll be back with our Friday night conversation. We'll share more about that later. And then we also have our Power Walk Sunday that's coming back. But listen, anything that you want to know that we're doing, we ask that you please, ma'am, please, sir, just do this one thing. Boom! Text the word movers to 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. Thank you very much. Yes, I wrote that. Thank you all. I appreciate the love. You can subscribe to my channel. Appreciate it. And then we'll be back on Sundays with Power Walk Sunday. That Power Walk Sunday is so powerful. I can't wait till we come back for Power Walk Sunday, where we inspire and motivate you to walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction, where there is always, say always, Annette.
Ways.
There's always a word for you and your last thoughts, ma'am.
All righty. My last thought, when Anita started tonight, she started with, I want to know what love is. And when she went through the points and talked about it, but the true love is in the Word of God. If you really want to know what love is, that's where you will find it. So I just want to let you know, we talked about it ain't always about a feeling, but it's about what's in the Word of God. The Word of God will stand when everything else falls. So yeah.
Amen. All righty, good people. Well, that concludes our show for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back. We love y'all. I'm so glad we had this time together, but we gotta go. Love y'all. Give some hearts, kisses. Love y'all, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to elbwell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with the Andersons, each and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. live on multiple platforms. For more information and other services, visit AnnetteLAnderson.com. Your faithful co-hosts, Annette and Anita, along with the best mods this side of heaven, are live on Clubhouse in the Movers and Shakers house with Operation Manifestation every Friday night at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss this fiery conversation. If you don't have your copy yet, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Another milestone reached. Get your copy of The Wow Effect by Anita Faye Wilson, available on all platforms, or you can visit AnitaFayeWilson.com. And you can always catch us live on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. for Can We Talk? Join us with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Get yours today. They're $15, and that includes shipping. Sow good seed into good soil. You can sow a seed into Movement Worldwide via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, Zelle at info@movementworldwide.org, or by becoming a patron. You can visit our website at movementworldwide.org, click the red button, go to patreon.com, and set up your account today. And remember to follow us on all platforms. Like, subscribe, click that notification button, and don't forget to share.